Man, I want to tell y'all why I love President Obama and why I think he was the best president we ever had. I mean, recently, I don't know, over the last week or two, he came out campaigning for Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris, however she pronounces her name. I always seem to say it wrong, but he got hammered by people for for campaigning for her or for trying to get voters, the black male voters, for Kamala Harris. And it's a trip, man, because I remember when Obama ran for president the first time. I remember when he got in. I was going through some real rough stuff. Like, life was really beating me down when Obama got in office back in 2008. It's a trip. I'm trying to make a long story short here, but just to give you, more of a backstory. In my young life, I went through some crazy stuff, made some bad decisions, and it got me, behind the wall. And when I came home, I couldn't find work because of it. I couldn't do a lot of things, man. It was just hard trying to get back on my feet. In a lot of regards, it was just rough. Yeah, man, I got married again. Tried to rebuild my life, pick it back up. I had little jobs that didn't pay well at the time. This was a while ago too. Like, I can think of a few, like H&R Block. That was seasonal stuff, but that was commission based. But it's still, the pay really wasn't worth it. What else? I first got into electrical work. I started as a wire puller for this small electrical company in 2006. This was before Obama got in, though. But I had gotten in trouble years prior to that, so I was still trying to rebuild my life. But I kept running into brick walls, and that whole thing with being in prison kept following me, or it followed me. It did. I got past it, ultimately got past it. And, there are ways you can do that. And I'll explain that too here in a second. But yeah, man, that whole thing, this is why I love President Obama. When he came in, if all of y'all remember, right, he changed up a lot of policies. He added a lot of stuff, and people had their gripes and complaints about it. But two programs that he enacted were game changers. It was the WIA program and the TAA program. So that was the Workforce Initiative Act program and the Trade Adjustment Act program. And if y'all can remember, he was making the rich pay their share of taxes, pay their fair share of taxes. Well, that's how he paid for these programs. And the Workforce Initiative Act was the program that I qualified for. And I had recently lost a job before that program was enacted, or while it was being enacted. And it was a situation where if you have lost your job and it wasn't your fault, if anybody lost a job at no fault of their own, they could go to a trade school and train in a new trade. And it would be paid for by the Obama administration. Well, that's what I did. But this is how he paid for it. You know, he made the rich pay their share of taxes. That's when everybody was screaming, or all the well-to-do people at the time were screaming about tax money and what he was doing with their tax money. There was a bunch of vitriol being spit on his name for everything, but they were complaining about their tax dollars. And at the time, I went in for heating and cooling. Went in and got trained in heating and cooling and refrigeration, the whole HVAC or HVACR, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, cooling, and refrigeration. And I ultimately got a license and became a business owner. So now that's how I got over that hump of having my past coming back to haunt me. I just became a business owner. And that kills it. You don't have to go looking for jobs when you own a business. But that was the deal with me, man. And when I used to hear black people all the time, black men. Since Obama was talking about black men the other day, I gotta say something about that now. I used to hear black men all the time talking about how Obama didn't do nothing for them. Obama didn't do nothing for black people. Well, I remember hearing Roland Martin say that on his show. I mean, on the YouTube show. I've never heard Roland Martin in person, but I've heard a couple of other black people say Obama didn't do nothing for black folks. And I'm thinking they crazy, because I know a whole bunch of black folks that got out when I got out. Black men. And some of them went back to doing their little street games and playing games how they played. Some of them, one of them started a barbershop because he was cutting hair behind the wall. So he got out, started a barbershop, and he still has that shop. So he's doing okay. He's faring out pretty well. But a lot of the other brothers, man, that got out, they went back to doing what they did on street corners, man, and went back to the whole skinning and grinning, drinking and gambling, and just running the streets. But they would always upset me when they would say, Obama ain't do nothing for black people. Obama ain't do nothing for black. He ain't helping nobody. Man, I'm here to tell you that's a lie. That's a lie. I mean, he pissed a lot of folks off that had to pay more in taxes. But if black men across this country, I'm dead serious, if black men across this country that weren't running businesses when Obama was in office, or that didn't have good jobs already, or all black men that were going through stuff, if every last one of you had taken advantage of the Trade Adjustment Act or the Workforce Initiative Act, it wouldn't be a black man in a housing project nowhere in this country. As a matter of fact, and all of them that had kids, they would have been able to put all their kids in houses by now, because they would have bought houses as business owners. That's how gangster that move was, when he made richer people pay their fair share of taxes. Because, you know, the rich get away with paying taxes. They don't pay taxes. They pay less in taxes than poor people. But when Obama made them pay their fair share, that's what he did. And this was the funny part, because he had to fight tooth and nail to keep it alive. The funny thing was this. He sent all the money that he'd taken, or that he forced richer people to pay, he channeled it all down through career centers in every state. And a lot of people call it the unemployment office, but it's really the employment office or career center. And to attract a lot of people that go there for food stamps and go there for all the other stuff. People would go there for food stamps and walk right past all the posters and not read nothing on the walls telling them about these measures that Obama had taken, that the administration had put into practice, the policies that were in practice. They'll go and sit all day and try to get welfare, food stamps and all this other stuff, but wouldn't even read what's on the walls, telling them about these programs. And to even attract more people there to the career centers, man, Obama even offered free cell phones. Now get this. I remember when people on some jobs that I was on, these were electricians, good old boy electricians, you know what I'm saying, in the South, because I was in the South at the time, between Alabama and Georgia. But they were cracking jokes, all kind of jokes. Oh, Obama's giving away free cell phones. Well, why do you give people cell phones? They need to be trying to get a job. Well, Obama's theory was, well, a lot of people don't have points of contact. So it would have been, I mean, it's only right if they're going out putting in applications, if they got information from the Career Center about jobs and then applied for those jobs at the employment offices, they needed a phone number for people to call them on. But in the midst of offering free cell phones, trying to attract even more black people down there, black men down there, in addition to that, it was just like, man, once they got there, it's like, oh, you mean tell me I can get a trade? Like, and I'm dead serious. Like the ambitious people, especially people in black communities, black men in black communities that are full of ambition to do wrong, if they had half that ambition to do right when Obama was in office, they could have gotten funded for, I got funded for it. I mean, and my training was about $17,000 total. And it's crazy because then that might as well have been $1 million. Man, I ain't had no money to go back for training, and I was trying to get a job, and I was going through stuff with my wife at the house, and it was all money issues, like most marriages, having money problems. And man, now that I think about it, 17,000 is not a lot. Well, I'm saying that from the position I'm in now, because now I pay the kind of taxes that I think are entirely too much, and I don't want to pay as much as I'm paying in taxes. So now I can relate to the people who Obama forced to pay more taxes in. I mean, I'm not rich, but I mean, I've done $150,000 a year easy. Like, I can do that just as easy as I can walk to the mailbox. I do that a year, and that's just based on the trade, being by myself, without even being a solo businessman, without having employees and none of that stuff, man. 150 grand. And it's crazy because, yeah, that gives me money to live and a little money to invest and a little, money to build stuff with. Now, if I go in all deep, even right today, yeah, I can turn around and hire some employees, get a few trucks, and have a fleet, you know what I'm saying, out there working for me or whatever. But, I mean, I'm out here in California, so that would be ideal because it's always hot out. Well, not always, but it's hot a lot of times out here. And if you're in any kind of business, air conditioning and that kind of thing, the air conditioning business in California is ideal, especially in Arizona. Because I'm thinking about opening up an office over there. I'm sitting there thinking about going out with a bang, man, because I got about, I don't know, at my ripe old age now, right? I got about 10 to 12 years before I retire. I'm just thinking about going out with a bang and just opening up everything, man. Opening up office here, get some employees, open up some stuff there, build the business up and sell it off when I retire. That'll be that extra kick that I need to really just get that condo in Thailand or Colombia and just chill out, man. just chill out and be that guy, right? But yeah, man, Obama he was my modern day Robin Hood back then. And he was that guy for everybody. I mean, I don't know. It's almost like dudes in the hood, man, the boys in the hood. It's almost like they was sitting around drinking and shooting dice and playing cards, and, you know what I'm saying, playing spades and all that old shit. Oh, Obama ain't doing shit for me. He ain't doing nothing. It's almost like they expected him to come walking down everybody's street and handing out paychecks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude was president, man. He couldn't address anybody personally. He couldn't, but he had much better things to do than to come through your neighborhood calling you out, trying to offer you something. I don't know. It didn't offend me, though, to hear brothers, like, clown Obama, though. They clowned him bad about Kamala Harris. It wasn't offensive like that. It wasn't to me, but I wish I could meet Obama. I would shake his hand. I would thank him. But it's a lot of brothers out there, man. Hey, can't nothing save y'all, man. Can't nothing help y'all. Y'all ain't gonna ever change. You ain't gonna ever do nothing for yourselves. Well, what they doing for me? What they gonna do for me? Now, if you listen to what's happening, that's where you find out where you fit in. But for real, man, Obama was, oh gosh. I will always love that guy, man. That guy saved me, man. I got my dignity back. I was able to build my name back, build my credit, build a business. Obama was the truth, man. He was. That's my president. He is going to be my president forever. There will never be another one like him. Not in the United States, you know what I'm saying? So there will be other people for us to vote for, though. But there will never be another one like dude. And I don't know, if you see this, Obama, hey, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm dead serious. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the WIA program. It was a game changer. And I know for a fact that you had millions, if not trillions of dollars earmarked for that program. Hundreds of thousands of black men could have gone to their little local, little trade school or whatever. They all could have took up barbering and got state licenses for barber offices, barbershops. They all could have taken up plumbing. They all could have learned electricity. And it was paid for. It was paid for. That's what I'm tripping on. It was paid for. That's the gangster move that Obama did. And I will forever love that guy for it. He will forever have my respect for that. I wish you could run for office again, bro. I vote for you just to vote for you. Even though I make the kind of money now that I would bite my lip if you made me pay more money in taxes. Because I would really like to keep more of my money now. Oh, and when Trump got in office the first time, or, when he was in office, that's when I realized what a lot of people who were complaining about Obama and what he was doing by making them pay more in taxes, that's when I understood their perspective of it when Trump got in office. Because I paid a whole lot less in taxes. And I was like, oh, I get it. Because, the money that was spent on me in that program, man, I paid that back 100 times over in taxes. Since I became a licensed tradesman, I paid that money back 100 times over. And I was tired of paying taxes. So that gave me a chance to see how the other side lives and to see what they were complaining about. That's why I said a second ago, yeah, it didn't really offend me to hear black men snap on Obama about Kamala Harris here recently, but it really does offend me to know that those black men are still dumb enough to think that Obama didn't do anything for black people. That's offensive. Of course, he couldn't call it out. Hey, I'm sending this right down to your food stamp office. Go down there and ask them about such and such, such and such. Or I'm sending a free cell phone. Go by the food stamp office or go by the employment office. He couldn't spell it out like that because they was already calling them racist and they were already trying to change the narrative and everything that he said. They were already twisting his words and everything. They being people that hated Obama back then. But it's just funny, man. That guy will forever be my president. I will forever thank that guy. If I ever get to meet you, thank you, Obama. I'm for real, man. But yeah, the climate is pretty rough this time around in politics. A lot of people got a lot of stuff at stake. So, oh boy. But yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking, man. And I don't want to offend nobody when I say this, but hey, man, it was a lot of black men that were acting like when Obama was in office, and they were still out there running in the streets and doing their little community destructive activity. They really seem like a bunch of porch monkeys to me, man. For them to turn around and say, "Oh, he ain't do nothing for me." Dude, you were destroying your own neighborhood. What? He was running the, well, I was going to say the world, but he was running the country. He was living in the strongest house on the globe. The most powerful house on the globe. He did what he needed to do, man, for all black people. But next to none of y'all took advantage of it. I did. Obama, you will forever be my Robinhood, bruh. You really showed me what the meaning of taking from the rich and giving to the poor was about. But since then, I haven't become rich. I'm just paying more taxes than I want to. I pay more in taxes now than I used to bring home as a salary. That's how, I mean, I'm dead serious. I pay more in taxes now, man, than I used to bring home on paychecks as a salary. And it's crazy because I want to pay less taxes. But I wish black men had of taken advantage of what was going on, man. What you made available to everybody. Well, and really he did. Obama made that money available to everybody, but black men especially should have took advantage of that. The floodgates were opened at that time. Obama did it. He came for the hood and he saved it. Or he threw the Hail Mary. Just a lot of the motherfuckers just too caught up in their dice games and too caught up playing spades and trying to find out what the next pair of Jordans was gonna look like. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them was just caught up in that old porch monkey shit. Obama had the floodgates open, dog. He made it rain on all of us, and I received it. Thousands of others did too in different places, different areas around the country. Because a lot of brothers' lives changed, but not nearly as many as it should have been. So whenever you say Obama didn't do nothing for black people, you need to suck a fat one, straight up. Or debate with me, and I'm going to shut you up. Thank you again, Obama. I'm just sitting out here thinking, man, meditating out here in San Jose on Sierra Vista, up on the mountain, overlooking some areas, overlooking a lot of this. Yeah, just enjoying life, man. Enjoying life, man. Just looking at beautiful scenery, man. But it's a trip. Life is a trip. But you got to roll, man. And wherever you are in life, which is real, wherever you are in life, that's where you're gonna be. It's gonna be up to you. And I'm talking to every individual out here. I don't think there's ever gonna be another president to throw a lifeline like Obama did with the WIA program and the TAA program, especially for black men. I don't think it's ever. And then this Project 2025 is about to kick off. Ooh, there will never be another president to throw you a lifeline, black man. Not like Obama did. Instead of hating on him, maybe you need to start kicking yourself in the ass. Because if you find yourself from this point going forward, if you find yourself effed up, man, you can only blame the image in your bathroom mirror, man. And if you need a lifeline, bruh, I don't think it's going to be another president that's going to give it to you. We had the best thing that black men could have asked for. We had it. We had them. And I appreciate them. But Obama, yeah, man, I'm sorry that you had to go through all that mess speaking up for Kamala Harris. But, yeah, and then, man, the worst thing you could have said was whatever you said about them better be, that they should be glad Michelle wasn't there. Like, dude, I cannot tell you how bad relations are right now in the black community between genders. So that was the worst thing you could have said. But I thank you, brother. I'm glad you came. Obama, I'm glad that you were president. I thank you, man. Hey, and when I was in Hawaii, man, I was on this tour, on this little tour bus going around. And this was a couple of years ago. The driver says, see that house right over there? That house is being built. That's President Obama's house. And I thought to myself, man, let me off this bus. Well, the house wasn't even finished, though, so I knew you wasn't there or nothing. But if I could have got off that bus while the house was in construction, I would have found something somewhere. I would have carved my name on one of the trees that was in the yard. Like, thank you, Obama. Rodney Robinson was here. God bless you, brother. I would have done it. You know what I'm saying? And I love that house. It's a beautiful house. It seemed like it was right on the beach. And the only way I could see that was because there was a fence in the front. In the front of the house, there was a fence. But there were gaps in the fence, and the house was still in construction. So we could see almost directly through the house. And it's like you look through the house and you see water right there on the backyard. It's like whatever that house is, where, you know, the house that I'm talking about, I mean, I'm sure you can jump right off your back porch right into the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's probably a little farther than that. Probably, I don't know, 20, 30 feet. But it's a beautiful house, man. But I remember seeing it, and I got so excited because I wanted to say, man, I wouldn't even be on this trip if it wasn't for Obama, because that's how I paid for it, with heating and cooling. Anyway, I won't keep going, man. I just know all the black people that are saying Obama did nothing for them, they the stupid ones, man. I mean, the black community has two brands of black people. Ambitious ones and the other ones. Ones that are readers and ones that pay attention when they hear smart people talk. And the other brand is the brand that looks at each other like they crazy when they hear a black man speak grammatically correct English. And that's that whole side of the black male community. I don't expect them to do nothing with their lives anyway. But it's a whole bunch of others that respect you, brother Obama. And hey, we thank you, man. President Obama, you're going to always be my president. I will always love Barack Obama. Thank you for your help, homie. And hopefully things go your way with this election. But it looks rough, dog. It looks rough, dog. But yeah, man, maybe we can meet someday. I'll buy you a beer, brother. I owe you one. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the help, man. Cousin Leon, man, I'm out.